We got a sun and cloud day today, and it is raining. Just a little bit on and off. But today's update is because there's something missing. It's right there. One of my bad purchases I made was to buy used deep cycle AGM batteries. I don't recommend it. I've made 2 purchases like this. Yes, they're really cheap in comparison. Like I got, this one's still good. It's a 35 amp hour. I think I got that one for $30, I think. So less than $1 an amp per hour, which is pretty good in batteries. If you can ever get that, that's amazing. Especially if they're brand new, which is almost unheard of. These ones are brand new at 135, extremely high quality, and I got them for 160 each. So those were an extremely good deal. Setup is still the same. Remove that inverter because it died. I tried repairing it. It wasn't something easy. The MOSFETs were all fine, unfortunately. I got another one of these in the mail coming. I like them a lot. These are you can't set them or anything. They only come in preset modes. Like I can get set it to charge an AGM battery, a flooded battery, or a gel battery. But other than that, you can't really program a whole lot into the charging performance of this MPPT charge controller. But it works quite well. Like, sun's peeking out there for a second. I got 28.4 amps coming in, 29 amps coming in, and this is a non-MPPT with the same wattage of solar panels. I got 25 amps coming in. This one hit 30.2, 30.1, so you can see I get an extra 5 amps versus that, which is really good because that is a more expensive brand, obviously, than this. They're about the same price. And that's MPPT, and that is not. I'm replacing that one with another one of these. And this one's going up north to my grandpa, which I installed 900 watts worth of solar panels. Right now, he's got 2 of these batteries, so 1, 2 right there. And I'll make a video of his setup as well. And he's got these going up there. These are just hooked up extremely sloppily all together, and I am float charging them with my charger at 2 amps, just keeping them at about 13 volts. Keep them nice and strong. So anyways, back to what I was doing today. I am doing an update on this sealed lead acid battery that when I bought was good, used it for a little bit, went bad, found out it went bad. It held a charge at about 12.5 volts, but could support no amps. So I opened it up. I found out that one cell was pretty much completely dry. I topped up the other cells and I put quite a bit in the one cell. And it's been working all right. But now, this is what happens if it sits just for a little bit off a charge. It's 12.2 volts. And it was float charged for at least 6 hours at 13.5 to 14 volts. And this is electric skid mover. It takes an extreme output power to lift it, at least 100 to 200 amps. That battery is sufficient. That should be able to run it no problem. But this is what happens. I got no load on it. It's just some recycling, but it still takes at least 100 amps to run. And here we go. And I lift it up a little bit, as you can see. It's a little bit off the ground. I just happened to, one day I needed this. To lift my Jeep up, actually, to put on these jack stands. So I took this out of the solar system, not thinking that there was anything wrong with it at all. But I did, and that's what I got. It's making its way back up to 12 volts. It's 11.83, which is kind of sad. I think I paid like $35 for this battery. It's a 55 amp hour battery. I got it used. When I got it at the time, it had voltage. It was able to support a 20 amp load at 12 volts, no problem. So I deemed that good enough to pay $35 for. I've had it for about a year and a half maybe. It runs 100 amps at about a little under 6 volts. So, from what I have learned through trial and error, I wouldn't purchase used batteries really at all. Just because there's no real way of testing them unless you could take them for a week or two and really put them through some workloads. But even then, I was a big supporter of reconditioning batteries before and whatnot, because on a short period of time, about 6 months worth, this battery was just as good as brand new. I could put a 100 amp load, it would dip down to about just under 11 volts, and it could easily start a car. It could do all kinds of things. That one was a used battery I bought. It's now pretty much kaput. I would not deem that battery useful for pretty much anything. They'll run loads at like 5 amps at 12 volts and whatnot, no problem, but that's not a good battery to me. I bought that one used. That one has gone bad, kaput. That was another 5 amp hour. And what else here? Those I got for free. Those work just fine. They were pulled out of old security system. I find those batteries aren't too bad most of the time. That battery's still good. That was a used buy. What else do I have in here? I think everything in here is brand new. Yeah, this is a smart charger, you could say. I got this 55 amp hour battery was bought brand new. 35 amp hour battery was bought brand new. There's another 35 amp hour battery that was bought brand new. All these batteries in here were bought brand new, and I paid probably too much for all of them. I got a bunch of 7 amp hours. I have them on switches. I've made videos on this before. Like all my 7 amp hour batteries on a switch. I can turn them off and test them and whatnot. There's one main switch for all these batteries, and I have them fused as well in between. What else? Yeah, these are all brand new, so I don't have to worry about them as much. So this is my last used battery right there, and I'll actually be testing it after this video to make sure it's good. But I'm pretty much done with small batteries in my solar system. Once these die, or if I sell them or give them away or whatever it may be, I'm going with just these. They're much higher quality I've found so far. They weigh 107 pounds each, so you got quite a bit of lead in those. I was told they're solid plate deep cycle battery instead of like a perforated or like a what is it? Anyways, there's other technologies that are not as good for these deep cycle applications like I have. And these, I looked them up online. These are $449 each. I'll show you guys the brand here. This is them right there. And I'm getting them for $160. So, that's my update. Thanks for watching, guys.